يعني أنا كنت بسجن ساكرامنتو، يعني كان الشرطي يعني أخذني، أعطوني يعني ملابسي القديمة يعني اللي تم اعتقالي بيها، يعني كنت أظن إنه يعني خلاص انتهت الأمور.
Omar Ameen had been sitting in solitary confinement for close to 3 years when, in April, the unthinkable happened. A federal judge ordered his release.
يعني قالوا احزم يعني أغراضك راح يتم إطلاق سراح. من شدة الفرح يعني، وما يعني رجعت على السجن، بس يعني أقرص بإيدي يعني إنه دا أشوف الخبر صحيح.
Ameen had been fighting his extradition since his 2018 arrest, when the Department of Justice announced the capture of a refugee accused of killing a police officer in Iraq.
He was found in Sacramento and arrested at his apartment complex.
According to court documents, Ameen has strong ties to ISIS and al-Qaeda.
The case is raising questions about how the man was able to settle in the U.S.
He will likely be extradited to Iraq in the next few weeks. He could face the death penalty.
His story helped the Trump administration drive home a narrative it had been pushing for years. Terrorists had infiltrated the stream of refugees seeking asylum into the U.S.
I can give you example after example, chapter and verse, of individuals admitted into our country who went on to commit or attempt to commit heinous acts of terror. Omar Ameen is a prime example of why President Trump implemented the travel ban.
I started digging into Ameen's case not long after he was arrested, when I was working as a local reporter in Sacramento. And last year, I traveled to Iraq with a team from Vice to investigate the murder he was accused of. Our findings, along with the defense team's exhaustive investigation, led a federal judge to dismiss his extradition case, saying the DOJ failed to prove that he was an ISIS member or even in Iraq at the time of the murder.
فكنت أظن يعني إنه يعني خلصت القضية، راح يطلق سراح، لكن إنه
The judge's decision was a rare rebuke to proceedings usually handled as nothing more than a formality.
أنا يعني ما راح أروح للبيت، قال لي لا، يعني وضعوني بغرفة وأغلقوا الباب، قالوا لازم أتوقع على هاي الأوراق. شفت الأوراق بيها مكتوب immigration، يعني بديت أخاف إنه راح يتم تسفيري على العراق.
In a last-ditch effort to keep him locked up, the U.S. government sicced immigration and customs enforcement on him, a fate his legal team feared might happen all along.
يعني على آخر لحظة يعني تم إلغاء الإطلاق السراح وإرسالي على هذا المكان. أهم من يعني يسمى السجن، يعني أبقى يعني بعيد عن عائلتي وعن العالم وعن عن كل شيء يعني.
It's truly Kafkaesque that we're starting over again.
Rochelle Barber helped lead Ameen's defense team since his arrest.
We're headed to Kansa and Omar's house with their 4 kids to go explain what's going on. I feel bad that we've disappointed her by not being able to get Omar out.
Kanza Sabri has been raising 4 kids on her own since her husband was jailed 3 years ago.
فيعني من الفرحة فماما مقتنعين إنه صحيح راح يطلع أبوهم. كنت قاعدة بالبيت وخابر عمر وقال إنه طلعت براءة، وبعدين إنه عرفت إنه خلص اليوم يطلع، فلغيت موعد جودي ورحنا للداون تاون، فبنص طريق يعني تلقينا إنه ما راح يطلع اليوم.
And did you tell the children right away?
لأن الصوت بالسيارة يطلع.
I can't tell you how sorry I am.
I've had the privilege of representing Omar Ameen. I've had the privilege of winning his extradition case. And I've had the sadness of watching him immediately get picked up by immigration authorities.
The extradition is over. The judge found Omar innocent.
What we're asking for is that he immediately be released so that he can go home and fight his immigration case from here in Sacramento.
We have a system where immigration law is very, very complicated, and it's not the kind of law that I do. We found some really good people.
My name is Siobhan Waldron, and I'm a managing attorney at Immigrant Legal Defense.
She will know exactly how to make the right moves to do the best they can for him and to try to get him home.
We demand accountability, and we will not stop.
أنا بس أتأمل إنه يطلع بأقرب وقت.
What has happened to Omar is common. I would say it's the federal government's kind of bread and butter move. When they can't win on the extradition piece, they go after the person, very commonly go after their immigration status. They're focusing on just more general involvement in terrorism, not that he killed the police officer on that particular date. It's, you lied when you said you have nothing to do with terrorism. You lied when you said you don't know terrorists. It's much more vague. So this case, it is more challenging in that sense.
But these claims had already been called into question by the judge who presided over Ameen's extradition case. He found the government's evidence tying Ameen to terrorism unreliable. So what does the government have to prove all these allegations?
They have nothing new. We've identified witness 1 to be person 4 from the extradition case. There's a fair amount of pages for witness 1. Witness 2 appears to be person 1 from the extradition case. And then witness 3 appears to be person 5.
And here's the big thing is person 5, this is the sole eyewitness to the murder allegation in the extradition hearing. Mm-hmm. However, they're only taking about, I don't know, maybe a half a page worth of...
Not even half a page. And also, him being an eyewitness to the alleged murder is not here. I mean, why would you not include that statement?
At the heart of the complaint is Ameen's father. Ameen had reported in his refugee application that his father had been killed by al-Qaeda, but an alleged copy of Ameen's father's death certificate, procured by an FBI informant, showed that he died of a stroke. Omar beat extradition. How does that help the case that you're now fighting?
The Department of Homeland Security maintains that it has nothing to do with it. It is totally irrelevant. This is not about the extradition. This is not about a murder. This is about him making false statements in the refugee process. But of course, the fact that he beat the extradition, which basically never happens, says a lot. They've, again, just thrown everything up against the wall and hopes something will stick.
ICE declined to comment, citing pending litigation.
This will unquestionably have long-lasting effects. All of his kids were young when they were resettled to the US, and they have been without their father.
يلا احكي ويا بابا. احكي ويا بابا. لا تقول لك عادي تودينا على السنو وعلى المسبح.
ايه حبيبتي اوديش على السنو وعلى المسبح. ايش تريدين اشتري لك نوب بعد؟
يلا نكون.
الفرح ان شاء الله على الطريق ان شاء الله.
ان شاء الله ان شاء الله.
Kansa's been with the kids by herself.
كنت أكون من خلال السجن كنت أظن أن عندي أقرباء وأصدقاء راح يقفون بجانب زوجتي وأولادي، لكن مع الأسف أنه تخلوا عنهم.
He's on the news all the time with these wild allegations. And that never goes away. That's there. We always seek to empower and give hope, but we're also very honest. And release is not around the corner for Omar.
So this fight isn't over?
Not even close, unfortunately.